Well, I come on now so y'all can see that I've moved back the angle a little bit further even than the last time, because I just needed to let y'all see a little bit more of what I'm doing from a distance and let y'all see the figurines as well. So I kind of put them out here to show, and there's just a little bit of extra work I'm going to do in these things and kind of make it so it's going to come out a whole lot better. And so I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to make sure I got all my brushes here. I'll tell you, I'd say apparently I do have them all, so we got them all around here in places, and I think I do have them where I need them to be. So I had to make sure I got the right one for this. So I'll tell you what we're going to do now is we're going to paint the beard. I like to show a little work how it gets done. We kind of get a little bit of paint on a skinny little bristle brush here and kind of go about how we do this, try to make it so it gets a little smoothen out. And so it's all gonna come out the special simple way as it needs to be. And then we're gonna get past the point where we're gonna draw them out a little more, so make it so they come out a little bit better. We got one part of the mustache here done, and so we're gonna draw a long line on that as well, make it so it comes out just perfect like that, like it has. We're gonna do the same little thing on this other one as well. Try to make sure we don't get any paint on the little stick that is in the right hand. We already have avoided getting any on the little bag that was over there. So as for a little bit of work like we're doing, we've kind of got it so we don't get over to the hand or to the stick, and so it's going to be a little work that we're going to do along here and make it so it's going to be coming out all fine and dandy. I will tell you that in between this and the last video, I kinda did a little thing where I covered up the smudges of paint where they kind of went beyond the lines that they were supposed to go to, and then we kind of got that little work done and made a little place in our lives for a little work to go. And so when it comes down to a little bit of work like we have here, we make it so it's gonna shine its light into us and make us all see a brighter future and brighter days. And oh, I tell you, a little work cometh this way. Finally, we kind of got the mustache and beard on this one. We're going to get the the very same thing on this other one as well. Let me get myself a little drink here. There's a little more to come with a little extra work to do. Dip the brush into the white paint and kind of take along a little bit of work down into the little area of the mustache here. And so finally get a little place in here where we got a little stopper in there. Kind of make it so we see a little extra being done about this, and then kind of take it where it goes beyond the little goodie sack here. And that's what I did, was I avoided the lines here so we could kind of get it in the little corners where the paint needed to be, not interfere with the little goodie sack. That's kind of what we did here, and so it's just making it seem like the work is getting its way in. And I say we're going to dip in the brush again, take care of this other little bit of a mustache as well, take it on so it's going to find its way in life to us and see how we need it to be, how we need it to go. And so along this line, I say that this is the kind of work we're doing these days, making it so we're going to see how this is going to glow and how it's going to turn out. I know one thing for sure, that it can be a little good for a good Ukrainian Santa to come with great color and paint and design as well. And I think it is kind of getting difficult to keep it within the direction of the camera here, but I will say that we're going to get a hang of this eventually. That's how I kind of got the beard to come out here, and that's the work we do. Gave it some gentle little strokes. I did get a little bit of splashes of white on the face and the nose here, but we're going to take care of that in between videos here, and I'm going to stop this video long enough to wash my brush and let these beards and mustaches dry. And while I have a chance, might even add an extra layer of white to the back of the hair, because we might be needing a little bit of that as well. So I say that's going to be another little extra layer of paint to come in there, make it so little Ukrainian Saint Nick is going to look a little bit better for who he is and what he is. I say kind of like the work that makes its way to us, and when we see a little light of day, it's going to push its way into us, you know. I tell you, and I'm getting trouble just focusing with where things need to be. I'm holding it in my left hand, which is why it's so I can paint with my right, and keep holding it further away to kind of with my left to try to give my right hand a little more room with which to paint this. And so I'm right-handed, by the way, so that's kind of how this little thing comes out to go like in the end. I will say there's been a lot going on in my work, so my arms and shoulders have stayed pretty sore a lot of the time. So it's just one of those things where I've been kind of coming home and doing some crafting as well. And I tell you, I've just stayed sore a lot, because I mean, I go to those craft shows on the weekends and carry my boxes back and forth, but thankfully we have that part of the year over with now, and so there's going to be a little chance we're going to try to white up this little hair in the back and make it so he's going to be just the Santa of Ukraine that we really need him to be when we see him in the light of day, and brightening up us, all our souls, and all the things we see in life, making it so we come across a little better days and better ways. I say, oh Santa of Ukraine, we know you're going to be there this year, and you're going to bring the kids lots of joy with all that you have to bring, because I say it's been a rough year for people out there. It's been hard for them out there, and you know, I'd say you kind of got to come and be there for them to make the year better for them, because it's always been rough this year for them with what they've been facing, and it's about time you came in there to show a little grace and support and urgency to them, and let them know that you care, and that hopefully you can provide to make a better holiday for them this year. And it's going to be a thing where we got 2 layers of white on the hair now. Maybe come back and add an extra layer to the beard later. But I'm going to set these up to dry right now, and just want to say that I thank you all for coming back and watching again and seeing what I do, and hope you always will. Take care. I did need to come back on a moment just to let y'all know something else. There seems to be some places where the paint is kind of getting away a little bit on the blue hat, where a little white kind of got mixed in from handling it. So this is a time when we kind of got to get the extra work done and get a little extra paint done into this guy. And we know that this is how it's going to be with his head when we get him done. And so we have a little extra blue to add on there, and I tell you, sometimes it is good to use an extra layer of paint when you paint things like this, because you might need it just to come out and shine a little bit more when you get it done in the long run, and make it so it's going to be a little extra special work for you all. And so I say, as for a little work we do, we make it so it's going to be better as it comes, and see how the little work is going to be and how we're going to do it. I say we got a little extra help in here today, and there's going to be a moment when we're going to kind of try to get the extra color filled into the hat, and like we're doing right now. And I'd say there's other little steps we'll be taking as well. We kind of got to come back sometime and maybe just take care of the little things, like maybe the coat, maybe the ruffles around the sleeves, and just little work like that that we need to do. But we'll be taking care of this forever, and it's going to be coming its best a long way to us, and making us all see how, as for the light of day, we can make it all just do the best it can do, and see how it all just shines its light into us and makes us see wonderful people, wonderful things. And oh, for a little work to come along. I will tell you, I'm going to go back with some yellow later and take care of that little smudge of blue that got on the ruffle of the hat. But as for now, that was the moment, so it's time to stop the video and come back later. Well, it looks like from what I'm seeing that apparently we got on enough white on the beard and mustache, but one little thing I forgot to do in between videos, need to kind of take care of it for the moment. That is just touch up with Flash Joe's little couple of places I was talking about where, you know, the fact that the white just got out of there. And so kind of take care of these little spotty places here. And then there's a place where upon the cheek of this one and upon its nose we got a little place to touch up, and there we just took care of that now. And I do want to show a little thing I've am kind of doing here just to kind of come up with the way that we are going to do the gloves. I got a little bit of a darker shade of blue to take care of that with, and there is a place or two here where we kind of got to find out how to match this in. And of course I will say I forgot to take care of that little smudge of blue that got on the yellow there. We're going to do that eventually, and right now we're going to try to work on the gloves. Use this little slightly darker shade of blue to take care of the little gloves here, and kind of put a little paint and color into them as well. And whoa, I see a little light of day coming into this, and wow, it's just, oh, the work that comes this way. I say, and then come down and know what you're doing when you come down to the point where it's all just going to be making its way up your alley, up to you, and seeing how it's all going to turn itself out in the end. And there you see there's a little blue we got in there to take care of that last little step there. And then we're going to try to paint the other glove as well. Try to put a little blue in there to make it so it's going to come out a little shinier and nicer in the end. And then kind of take it so there's going to be a little tan to go in as well for when we paint the little goodie sack. And so with that little bit of extra paint we place in there, we've got a little extra hand to go into it. And I say this little work is just coming its way to us. Make it so we all just see a little brighter light, brighter days taking over us in all we're doing these days. It's just still time when it goes this way. And I tell you, I just kind of get a little off in my speech here. And so it's just how we got that on now. And we're going to take another little step. We're going to take care of the same little painting step on this other one as well. Take care of it around the two gloves and where it's going to come and what it needs to be, and see how old poor Ukrainian Santa is going to stand out in the way he's going to be dressed and looking nice, and showing how he was just a little bit of a graceful man, of a superstar to us. And so this little work is just little famous ways. You want to think back on how old heard of that old Garth Brooks song, "Oh, the old man's back in town, spreading cheer around, bringing lots of toys to all good girls and boys. Yeah, spread the news around, the old man's back in town." It turns out we're getting a little bit of blue from the glove over here on the little mustachio part, and we got to take care of that so it doesn't dry, so it doesn't blend, so it doesn't take care of anything we don't really need here. And so we kind of got a little work to do in this little thing, and seeing how he's going to shine itself in the little bit of the light of day. And I say, kind of come down to the hands making it so we're going to see them show up and make it so they're going to have a little sense of glove in them. And I say, this is how we come along on him. There might be a little moment here. I could rinse these two brushes out. And having just taken care of that last little step there, there might be a few little more things we can do here to take it further along. And so I do think there's a little place on here where we are going to just take a little bit of the yellow and cover that little bit of blue that got on the ruffle there. You know, it's just work we got in. Thankfully, this isn't going to turn too green, but I don't think I got enough of the blue out of this brush before I started coming back here and taking care of this. So this is going to be well taken care of in the end. We're going to get it all out of here. Do think I probably got the yellow on the blue this time around, but it isn't bad. It just came out as best as we could make it there. And so I'd say there's probably a moment or two when we can talk about what else we're going to do. I do want to show you all that these little sleeve cuffs here, they're going to be painted yellow, and the rest of the coat is going to be painted the same blue as the hat. So that's how much further I can take you along and showing to you right now. I'll probably have a little bit further to go within the next video or two, but as for right now, I just want to say that I want to thank you for watching and keep in touch.